Breaking news. Both offense and defense shined respectively. Things of that nature. There's some great injury news to talk about, so without further ado, we're just going to fly on into it. First and foremost, Cooper DeJean is back. He was getting in some individual work, things of that nature, instead of just mental reps. So he was placed on the limited list. Things of that nature. The rest of the injury list is as follows: Oren Burks, Grant Calcaterra, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Albert O, and Caden Stern were all out. Limited was Cooper DeJean, Paris Campbell, Mekhi Gardner, and Brendan Smith. So that's good. The O line's healthy, D line's healthy, things of that nature. Again, the only really person we got to see is Cooper DeJean. Defensively speaking, Bradbury got cooked by a Patriots receiver, things of that nature, and obviously the Patriots receivers ain't that good. Haven't really been since Tom Brady, because now nobody does want to play there since the quarterback's a bum. He says that Cooper DeJean, sorry for like going back and forth, but Cooper DeJean, he said that realistically he can play by week 3 of the preseason. That he thinks he'll be able to play by like the 3rd preseason game. Things of that nature. I think that's really good. I think there's 4 now, or just the 3rd, or however. But either way, I definitely think he'll play week 1. Maybe not start, but I definitely think he will see some potentially impactful minutes. Things of that nature. But sticking with the defensive side of the ball, Dean, he had an okay practice, couple pass breakups, but in coverage, he was still struggling. Doesn't seem to be any improvement whatsoever on that. Seems, he's decent on the run and blitzing, but in terms of coverage and things of that nature, is pretty much useless. Jamire Trotter, he continues to flash. He had a couple sacks and an interception and a few tackles today. Things of that nature is very exciting to talk about. He's showing why he was the second best coverage linebacker in the past 2 years for college. He's definitely translating that into the NFL. He's translating, that his dad's Jamire Trotter Sr. He's definitely showcasing all of that. Absolutely freaking cool to hear about. Nolan Smith, he also had a sack in the practice. Things of that nature. He was flashing as well. Jordan Davis, he was dominant. Bryce Huff, he was flashing. Milton Williams, he was super disruptive. There was a bunch of freaking sacks in total. Milton Williams got in on it. BG, Bond, Dean, Sweat, and Ben Van Sumeren, they all had a freaking sack brigade, quote unquote. But in total, there's multiple things saying defense won the game. I think it was pretty even overall. I mean, I think, there was no interceptions on offense. There was a little bit of penalties, but again, everyone played. Jalen, I think, it was pretty dang good. Speaking of which, now to offense, Jalen, I think he was absolutely lights out, and he has been. He was 24 for 28 today, 0 interceptions. He's becoming more of a pocket passer, it looks like, and I even have more proof of that coming here in a bit. 176 out of 219, 18 touchdowns total. That's 80%. Accuracy is accuracy. If you're throwing to something that's moving 15 to 20 miles an hour, you know what I'm saying? If you're throwing to something that's moving that fast, that small of a target, and sometimes it could be on the target that they don't catch it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's accuracy. Accuracy is accuracy. Catching the ball, proving you have good hands, is proving that you can catch and have good hands. AJ Brown, he's showing out too. He was 8 for 9 today. He's 48 out of 57. 3 touchdowns total. So I mean, obviously part of like the main stars, because there's a lot of stars in offense, but part of the main stars on offense, they're doing ridiculously good. Things of that nature. But overall, I'm just really impressed, with like how both sides of the ball are coming together, things of that nature. Very, very impressive to hear about, and things of that nature. So, John Ross, he had a nice day. He had a contested catch. I don't know exactly the yardage. It just said good contested catch, and then he caught a deep ball. Things of that nature. And Saquon Barkley, he had 6 catches and 1 touchdown, 6 carries, and then 1 catch and I believe a touchdown. My bad. But yeah, continuing with offense. Kenny Pickett, he had a pretty good day. He threw a 30-yarder to uh, EJ Jenkins. Everyone says, oh, he can't throw past 10 yards. He can't throw past 10 yards. No, he can. You know what I'm saying? It's just when he does, you know what I mean, the guy has to be able to catch it. You know, because he's not that good at it, but he can do it. People say he can't do it at all, but he can. Again, you know, I don't think, you know, the offensive struggles the other night were because of him. I think it was because the receivers couldn't get open. C.J. Gardner-Johnson even said to Anaya Smith, "You haven't done bleep all training camp. You haven't done bleep all training camp. Not once, not twice, but 3 flipping times. Come on now, guys." You know, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, yeah, sure, I know he likes talking crap or however, but to a certain extent, he knows what he's talking about. To a certain extent, obviously. Obviously, you know, he's not Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? All credit to Deion where it's due. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. He's not Ed Reed. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. But yeah, in terms of press conferences, a lot of interesting things were said. Things of that nature. First thing, Jalen Hurts, he said that he likes the pre-snap motion and getting different looks and the ability to change stuff at the line. Basically saying he wasn't able to last year as much. At least that's how I'm taking it. He said he's very excited to watch the film. That's what he's most excited for about today or however. He said that it's too soon to opinionate for him to opinionate on the run game. You know, it's just been practices and things of that nature, and I completely respect that. AJ Brown, he said a lot of interesting things. He praises Jalen Hurts. Saying that, yeah, sure, it's good he hasn't thrown any interceptions, but even then, if he did, it doesn't matter anyway because it's practice. That's when you're supposed to F up. That's when you're supposed to make the mistakes. The game is when you're supposed to be dang near perfect. Which, I mean, that's 1,000% accurate. He also praised Christian Gonzalez. He said that he gave him good work, things of that nature, that they both had a good day. He defends Anaya Smith, saying struggles happen, that he'll be fine and things of that nature. And then he was asked about Patriots QBs, and he said, I play offense. I thought that was pretty funny to throw in there, Brendan Graham, he even said he said a lot of interesting things as well. He said defense has a lot of stuff to work at, that they're building trust and working on the details, and that Charter Jr. is the guy. The axe is real. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Just like I said, he may not be the greatest of all time or ever, but I mean he's not a scrub. He's not as bad as people made him out to be, in my personal opinion. He also said that Jalen's happier, faster, and he's getting more comfortable with the scheme day by day, and that he loves what's going on. That you can just tell. Things of that nature. So, I mean, again, I think it's absolutely amazing to hear and things of that nature. Uh, you know, he also compliments Drake May and, says that, he knows it was just practice, but, um, he still looked good and whatnot. And then about Jalen, he also said that, he thought that, something was going on with Jalen Hurts last year, but that, this year he's, happier and faster and things of that nature, that he has it all figured out, that you can tell he's in a better, mind space and things of that nature. So, I think that's absolutely good to hear. My final thoughts, Jalen is definitely, developing quickly to become, a good pocket passer, in case if his legs are, slowed down or whatever the case may be. Proof that, I believe it was Brandon Lee Gowan, he says that it appears that Jalen Hurts is, basically becoming way more of a pocket passer, and, it's been working. So, he watches every single drive, he's there every single practice. It looks like he always comments. He hasn't missed one yet, I don't think. But, yeah, so definitely respect what Brandon Lee Gouton says. Absolutely. But overall, like I said, I mean, I definitely do think he's becoming more of a pocket passer, things of that nature. I think the defense is consistently improving and things of that nature, whether it be through skill or through chemistry, like BG, Trotter, Devin White, Quinion, the people that were here last year, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, etc. I feel like they're all either building chemistry or just getting better. In terms of the rookies and the young guys, they're getting better. In terms of the older guys, they're building chemistry with the young guys. So however you want to, whatever it applicable or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be through chemistry or that, yeah, I think they're definitely, consistently improving in general, whether it be through chemistry or skill. Offensively, I think the offense is on fire. I just think we just need some depth. Wide receiver 3, Hunter Renfrow. I think he'd be freaking fire on this team. Look up his highlights last year for the Raiders, I believe. Absolute beast. I think that the team as a whole seems more connected. Like last year, it just seemed like, all right, I'm clocking out, and then the defense clocked in, and then all right, I'm clocking out, offense clocks back in. But now it seems like each side is trying to help each other. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems like there's more chemistry, or however. In my opinion, there's only really two issues that I foresee, or however the case may be. Pass rush. I am kind of worried that we're not going to get enough sacks to take enough pressure off the DBs. You know what I'm saying? The safeties, etc. The linebackers, all that good stuff. I worry about that. We need to get enough sacks to make their job easy enough for Hever to where, there's not going to put too much pressure on them. And then again, wide receiver 3 and things of that nature. Like again, I think we should really get Hunter Renfrow. Other than that, I think that if we can consistently, like what we have, if the players we have, Milton Williams, Jordan, I have confidence in Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Let me reiterate, I have complete confidence in them. But the secondary, I have some questions on. The linebackers, I have some questions on, things of that nature. So, but if they can consistently deliver and stay healthy, then yeah, those worries would be gone. But until I see it, I'm a worry. Until I see otherwise. I know nothing's going to be perfect, but that's what makes, the NFL, entertaining is, you're not going to have guaranteed all-stars. It's not going to be, not every single game is going to be, talent. There's going to be some gritty games that are still entertaining and things of that nature. So, but yeah, like I said, I think that if what we have can stay healthy and deliver at a high level, you know what I'm saying, then I really like our chances to win it all this year. But if not, then I definitely can foresee, how we getting a pass rusher and wide receiver 3. I can absolutely see that. In terms of who, what, when, where, why, how, I can't read his mind, but I can definitely foresee that happening if, things keep going as they go. Because, I'm really confident in Devin White, really confident in Trotter. But, even then, we did face not too good of teams, The Ravens, Lamar Jackson wasn't playing, and defense is the main word. Lamar Jackson wasn't playing. Derrick Henry wasn't playing. Zay Flowers wasn't playing. So, overall, what we played, the people we played weren't that good. So, I can be excited from it, you know what I'm saying, to take a little bit of good stuff out of it, but I also have to take it with a grain of salt because I try to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can call another team out for playing, a bad team, I'll admit, yeah, it was a bad team, so it's not really too much, but it's still exciting. However, I'll try to be fair, unbiased, things of that nature. I'll be wrong sometimes, but I'll be able to admit it. But I think it's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for the lapse or however the case may be. Last thing I'm going to say before I close out the video, if I haven't already, Nick Foles recently retired, things of that nature. The best Eagles quarterback of all time, not even up for debate. You could throw for 50,000 yards and you could have 5 MVPs. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you don't win the ring and somebody else does, and that's the only ring in the franchise, the guy who won the ring is the best guy in the franchise because that's the guy who brought, the championship, the Super Bowl championship to Philly, Nick Foles. In terms of talented, most talented, no. But in terms of greatest on the all-time list, Super Bowl MVP. Can Michael Vick say that? As much as I like him, one of my favorite Eagles quarterbacks of all time, can he say that? No. Can Randall Cunningham say that? No. Can Donovan McNabb say that? No. Can Carson Wentz say he won Super Bowl MVP? No, he can't. Can any of those guys that just named say beat the guy who won 5 Super Bowl MVPs in his lifetime? Tom Brady. That's who Nick Foles beat. 373 yards, touchdown, Philly special. That's what he did. Greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. Nick Foles, if by chance you watch this, you never know. It's a crazy world. Thank you. You're the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. Greatest on the all-time list. In my opinion, you're only like the whatchamacallit. There's only 4 Eagles quarterbacks that ultimately maybe 5 to 7 that really deserve to be in the Eagles Hall of Fame, and there's only maybe 2 that ultimately deserve to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. But that's a completely different video, or however the case may be. All I know is I love my Eagles. Nick Foles, you're the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. You know what I'm saying, for the Eagles. Not to mention absolutely greatest backup of all time. Absolutely greatest backup quarterback of all time. Don't even care. Philly, don't even care. You're the greatest backup quarterback of all time. And greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. Strictly for the Eagles, yeah, you're the Eagles GOAT quarterback. Nobody else could deliver us the ring. Nobody else could beat Tom Brady. Stop me when I'm wrong. Could any of the other quarterbacks beat Tom Brady or another top 3 quarterback of all time? Have the Eagles ever won a Super Bowl You know what I'm saying? After beating what you call Joe Montana in the AFC or however the case. Has that ever happened? You can make NFC champions, but at the end of the day, the Super Bowl is the big prize. That's why they call it the Super Bowl. That's why they call it that, because it's super. That's how you get the ring. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure, AFC and NFC championships are nice, but at the end of the day, they're going to remember Super Bowl champions for like the past 50-something Super Bowls. I'm just saying. Just calling it how I see it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Those are my final thoughts. Nick Foles, thank you so much for everything you've done for Philly, things of that nature. No disrespect to Michael Vick. You're the second greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. 6 touchdowns against the Redskins. Then Donovan McNabb, and then Randall Cunningham. Based on what I seen growing up, I watched all the highlights or however. I wasn't old enough to actually like watch every single drive or however. But what I seen growing up, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely, in my opinion, that's the ranking. Like I grew up, Michael Vick, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm 22 years old. I do my research, I do my due diligence, you know what I'm saying? I try to be fair, but also share my opinion as well. Stats, a little bit of mostly face value. Like, hey, I watched like every single play of the game at face value, a little bit of stats at the end to kind of back up what I'm saying. Like for example, Tom Brady's to go. Face value, I mean, 7 rings. For example, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 7 rings. I mean, you got to have a team. There's a 53-man roster. Got to have a team. He can't play defense. He can't get interceptions. He's Tom Brady. That's all he can do or however. So, I mean, he did have teammates. But then looking at the stats, you know what I'm saying? At the very same time, looking at the stats to back he's the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? You have 79,000 freaking passing yards. Obviously, the Super Bowls and the Super Bowl MVPs and all that, but you also have 1,000 rushing yards for somebody who tore, both ACLs, I think. For somebody who ran a 5.28 40. It's not bad. I believe like the most playoff wins as well. 10 Super Bowl appearances. I mean, like I said, 79,000 passing yards. Or something like that. I think even more now. Because I think like I haven't checked for a couple years, but I know he, came back in 2020 and then he retired in like 2022 or something like that, 2023. So something like that. He hasn't been out the game for too long. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for rambling at the end. It's just I always try to like explain my process or however. If there's anything I can do to make the video more entertaining or anything like that, just comment down below the feedback. I'm always willing to improve, always willing to learn things of that nature. If you guys are interested in a collaboration, comment down below. I'll drop my email or however, and then we'll get fired up on that or however. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for rambling at the end. I just bleed green. I love my Philadelphia Eagles. I want us to win. Nick Foles is the greatest quarterback of all time. He got us a ring. Super Bowl MVP. Outplayed Tom Brady. That's how he won. Philly, you know what I'm saying? 373 yards. That's what I saw. Anyways, yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Man, I'm just reliving all the joy from the Super Bowl win. Man, I know it's a few years ago, but man, still freaking enjoying it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate all the support so far, all the likes, all the comments. Continue to give me feedback. I'll keep getting better. Things of that nature. But yeah, if there's anything specifically I can do, like editing wise or things like that, I just don't want to get copyrighted or however for using the thing. So I'm using my personality, things like that nature. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm sorry. I know I said that like a million freaking times already. I just really do appreciate it. You guys making this far. Really do appreciate you guys. Have a blessed night. Fly Eagles fly. God bless. Philly out.